Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 303 of your favourite Formula 1 show. Yes, knowing we returns this week out to preview the Austrian Grand Prix, of course. Obviously, if you missed out on last week's episode, we talked about Barcelona, we talked about the Barcelona-Catalunya Grand Prix. It was quite an interesting one, but in our 302 previous episodes, I don't think we've ever now reached a point where we feel like there is so little to talk about in IRL F1 than what we've got for you guys today. So, as always, I'm joined by JB183, who is about to travel to, well, pretty much the North Pole, aren't you, as far as I gather?
Yeah, that's going to be fun. So, apologies. It wouldn't be an episode knowing wheel without me about to be going away.
Either just coming back or currently away, you're about to go away.
So, it's currently Monday. It's currently the longest day of the year, and probably one of the warmest so far in the UK. Oh, yeah, sorry, it was, wasn't it? Yeah, I go to the north of Norway tomorrow and come back a week on Wednesday. So I will miss the weekend of F1. And there'll be no podcast until later next week to talk about Austria, unfortunately. But, that's if I make it back at all. Because we're doing a 7-day hike across, like, mountainous archipelago in the north of Norway. So we'll see. Midnight sun, so it's never going to go dark. There's no risk of me falling over in the dark. It's just in the daytime where I might fall off the side of a mountain. But we'll see.
You've now really got me spiraling about what would happen if one of us did die with the podcast. What Jamie, let's get there. We've got nothing to talk about this week. Let's go through this. What would you like the steps of action to be if you...
I wonder how I would find out if you just didn't exist anymore.
Well, I guess I just wouldn't appear.
I guess one of your family members would probably post something on your YouTube or social media.
I would hope so.
At which point I would be like a bit sad, but then I'd probably try and find a replacement host.
Will you replace me? Would you?
And yeah, I'd become a host, and then
you are already
I'd ask Leah for your
right?
I'd ask Leah for your login details for the podcast channel and carry on.
I'm pretty certain I emailed them or messaged you them a long old time ago, and you just never logged in.
Maybe.
Is that what you do? You just replace me and carry on? Like, you just wouldn't even bring it up or anything? Nothing? You wouldn't even mention anything had happened?
I just get a Matt lookalike with a similar posh accent, and you can just carry on.
Similar posh accent? I'm as West Country as they come. Considering you're the man that a couple of weeks ago said to me, have you been to Monaco recently? I don't think you can... And you're always on holiday. I don't think I'm the posh.
That's just because my parents live near there. It's not my fault.
Oh, and that doesn't make you posh that your parents live near Monte Carlo.
What are you eating?
I'm drinking water. It's like already 25 degrees in my room.
Yeah, fair. What would you do if I didn't come back from Norway? How do you think you'd find out?
I don't know how I'd find out, because you don't talk to a lot of people.
I'd be on the news, I reckon. No, I wouldn't. No one would
Would you be on the news? I guess. I mean, we're getting on down a very morbid rabbit hole very early on. But a lot of people have got to die abroad that obviously don't make it on the news. I think what would happen is I'd message you a few times, you wouldn't respond, and I'd probably spiral after the first message if you didn't respond to me. Even if you're absolutely fine, I'd just assume you're dead, and I'd be really gutted.
It happens quite often that I don't reply to Matt, and he just starts spiraling.
But the problem is as well is you normally end up messaging... I was very impressed because you messaged me at 10:05 last night before I went to sleep. Normally you message me at like 11 o'clock going, are we recording in the morning? And I'm already flat out, so I just don't see it.
Yeah. There you go. I am travelling with one of my mates who he's just graduated as a doctor. So if he went missing, he would totally get on the news because he's like actually got potential in life. So yeah, that might be how you find out.
You're gonna have to DM me his name so I can keep an eye out then.
Okay. Keep an eye out.
Well, just got
British travellers fall off the side of a Norwegian hill.
Rather than just messaging you going, are you having a fun time? I'll just constantly check BBC News. Greater Manchester.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Well, there you go.
Should we talk about some Formula 1?
Well, I guess that the good news is, of course, it means the podcast isn't going to die with one of us. For now, at least.
Well, yeah. For now. No. So if I don't come back, I'll be a new host next week. So you can look forward to that.
We'll bring on Jamie184. I'll just get your next replacement through the door.
Yeah. I wonder if someone exists with that gamer tag.
Probably.
Or name.
I
guess gamer tags don't really exist anymore, do they?
No.
Anyway, Austrian Grand Prix. A track we've both been to.
It is a track we've both been to, but not together.
No, yeah. Was it a year apart or 2 years apart?
When did you go?
2019.
2017 for me.
Okay, nice. It was actually a banging race when I went. So
it wasn't when I went, happy. From what I remember or don't remember.
No, that was when Bottas nearly jumped the start, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah. And the big takeaway I have from that weekend is I know that Jolyon Palmer lost out on points quite late on.
He finished 11th, didn't he? But I do remember that. So yeah, it's a good track. When I went, I don't know about you, it was European heatwave time. So I was sat on Saturday in 39 degrees in the sun all day, and I don't think it was
that bad when I went.
No. Well, it was for me.
I know. I gathered that. What kind of a scene
I thought you were trying to tell me it wasn't that bad.
No,
I promise you it was.
It wasn't that warm for me when I went.
Good. I still to this day have like hairs on top of my legs that are singed white from the sun.
I think you're just getting old, mate. We all get that.
No, because it's been like that since I was 20. So.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, true. But that was a hot day. That was my big takeaway. But it's a nice venue. It's a really nice part of the world. Would recommend if you haven't been to an F1 race and would like to.
Yeah, definitely.
Austria's a good one.
Definitely. I don't know obviously how much busier it is nowadays than because I'd obviously especially when I went, and I would have thought still probably for you, obviously Formula 1 was nowhere near as popular. So although it was still busy, it wasn't as bad, I'm sure, as a lot. I mean, they've thrown in quite a few more grandstands now at the Red Bull Ring, haven't they? At least since when I went.
I feel like mine was sold out because Max had become a bit more relevant by the time I was racing. So it was full of the Dutch.
Yes.
When I was there. And he won, obviously, by a completely fair overtake on Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, exactly. And it's still to this day the reason they don't follow each other on Instagram, apparently. There's your fun fact of the morning.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get that, but whatever. Did Charles unfollow after that incident?
I believe so. I don't know all the ins and outs,
Wow.
but apparently, was obviously a very not happy man, which is fair enough, I think, in that scenario.
Yeah. I still blame Sebastian Vettel for that, because...
We like to throw Seb under the bus a lot on this podcast, but that, I think, is stretching it.
No, because that was one race after... This is a real tangent to go down. That was one race after the Canadian Grand Prix in 2019, which is the last time that a race was decided by a post-race penalty.
Yes.
In terms of the winner. And obviously the uproar from that, from all the Ferrari fans especially, was let them race. Don't penalise and change the winner after the fact. And then the following race is obviously a very, very borderline should they, shouldn't they penalise Max Verstappen. But because the previous race, all of the uproar about changing the winner after the fact, I think they bottled it and decided not to penalise Max because they couldn't have it 2 races in a row. So really, if Sebastian Vettel hadn't messed up turn 3 in Canada, then Ferrari would have had 2 races in a row.
Yeah, there you go. You said is that still to this day the last race win to be decided by a post-race penalty? Or just...
Apart from a disqualification.
I was going to say, because Vegas last year, wasn't it? As well.
And Spa.
Oh, no, because Max won Vegas, didn't he, still, anyway?
Max won Vegas anyway, yeah. But Spa 24, George Russell won.
Yes, of course, yeah, because obviously that was Hamilton's last win, apart from 2 weekends ago with Ferrari. I'm a happy man.
Yeah, you're still gassed.
I'm liking Formula 1 again right now, Jamie. It's a great time to be alive. Last year was not fun. Not fun at all.
Right, shall we talk about some drivers?
Let's talk about some drivers. Well, this is what we were going to do then, because like we said, there's not a lot to talk about today. It's a good, like I say, I logged onto F1.com this morning at 5 to 8 to write some notes for the podcast, and literally the only articles were Aston Martin and Honda aren't going separate ways. You're kind of there going, that's probably a good thing. We're 9 races into the season. And the other one was, what would be your F1 starting 11 for a football team? Which I don't really care to talk about either. So we're gonna talk some speculation today, aren't we, Jamie? We're gonna talk about 2027. Of course, obviously, as we've already discussed now, whether one of us is dead or not, the podcast will live on. So I'm sure I'll back up our replacements, Matt 213 and Jamie 184. They will be able to discuss this in the future as well, because there is quite a lot that is unconfirmed. But also quite a few rumblings going on as well.
Yeah. Some of them are very easy. Should we start? I mean, McLaren have confirmed their driver lineup. Although confirmation is only so good as the paper it's written on.
Exactly, yeah. Formula 1 contracts aren't usually worth the paper they're written on, are they?
No. But I would expect Lando Norris will definitely be at McLaren. It remains to be seen.
It is weird,
I think.
Yeah, with Lando, isn't it? Because he's obviously, it's quite rare for a driver to start their career at a single F1 team and still be there so many years later.
Yeah. How long was Lewis at McLaren for?
Lewis was at McLaren from 07 to the end of 12, wasn't he?
Which is what, 6 seasons? 7 seasons?
6 seasons, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 seasons. So Norris has already done more than that at McLaren. And obviously the races are... Sorry, the calendars are longer now as well.
Has Lando got the most starts for McLaren?
I think he has. Yeah, he got it recently. And Oscar Piastri... It's been a really weird season for Piastri so far. I don't think McLaren will attempt to get rid of him. But it's whether he decides to jump ship if an opportunity comes up. But to be honest, I don't think an opportunity will come up.
No, this is the odd thing, isn't it? And of course, again, whenever we try and discuss this, it's all well and good talking about one driver, but then that kind of links to another driver, doesn't it? The only real option Oscar's got right now is if Max decides he wants to leave Red Bull, isn't it? And then, of course, Mark Webber apparently wants to put him in there.
Which I could see happening. But, as in, I could see Piastri going to Red Bull, but only, obviously, if Max leaves. And Max isn't going to leave.
Is he not?
I don't think. So, 2027 will be Verstappen and Hadjar at Red Bull. I'm positive.
Okay, interesting. Of course, this...
Why? What do you think?
I still wonder whether he might decide to call it at the moment. For at least take a sabbatical for a year or two. Because he's got in his contract, doesn't he, this year, that if he's outside of the top 2 in the title race, which is definitely going to be the case by the summer break, he's allowed to cut ties. Red Bull apparently behind the scenes seem more and more desperate to kind of try and keep hold of him in whatever way they possibly can, whether that's as an F1 driver or just as a Red Bull hire. Because apparently as well, Max Verstappen isn't a Red Bull Racing employee, from something I was reading online. He is a Red Bull employee, not Red Bull Racing.
Oh, interesting.
He works for the bigger brand than F1.
Does that mean that it's he's not part of the cost cap?
Well, he's not anyway, is he?
He's not one of the top 3.
One of the top 3 highest paid.
No, but it means that whoever's the 4th highest paid Red Bull gets put into that top 3.
But I don't believe drivers are included in that anyway, isn't it? It's the drivers and the top 3 highest paid personnel.
Oh, interesting.
If I'm not mistaken.
Fair enough.
The thing is, I'm sure FIA have made sure this isn't a loophole. Otherwise, you'd say, well, actually, Pierre Gasly works down at, I don't know, Lidl, but we just so happen to pick him up for a race weekend or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't see Max leaving. I think Red Bull are making progress this year. I think it's quite good progress. They're obviously one of the best developers on the grid historically.
Oh, yeah, that works so well in the ground effect, yeah.
Well, yeah. According to Aduo, they have the strongest engine. Well,
they have the strongest ICE, which could be believable.
Yes. Yeah, and if that's true, then fair play to them in their first year of manufacturing engines themselves. So yeah, if they sort out the aerodynamics, and in development races, aerodynamics are the bit you can improve, whereas I think chassis and engine just take a lot longer. So I think if you've got one weak area to improve on, having it to be aero is not that bad.
No, it worked for Williams for 4 years, didn't it? Through 2014 to 2017.
And 22 to 24 as well. So,
did it? For Williams?
I don't see Max leaving. They were pretty good in 24 with... 2023, wasn't it, with the straight line speed?
Yeah, I was going to say, 25 and 23, they were pretty good. 22 and 24, they were terrible.
Yeah, I guess so. But it was more the when Alex Albon should get up to 6th place and then would stay there all race because no one could overtake him.
No one could overtake him. They had 10 extra miles an hour down the straight. Incredible. So you'll say Verstappen definitely won't leave. I'm still saying jury's out on it. We'll have to wait and see kind of how we get on heading into the summer break. A few bits and pieces.
Get off the fence. What's he doing?
He'll stay. I'll be boring.
Yeah, there we go.
You just need to hear.
So Mercedes, therefore, if they can't get Max, will obviously stick with George Russell.
I'm not convinced they'd want Max at the moment anyway. You've got Kimi Antonelli in that team. George Russell makes a great number 2.
That's bait. That's God. Oh dear. Imagine saying that just before Melbourne in this season.
Wild. Even after Melbourne.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, I don't... Yeah, I think the only reason they would change lineup is if Toto Wolff could coerce Max into Mercedes still, but he's not going to do it. So.
No, and I think for Mercedes at the moment there's less motivation to as well. Why, again, it's that whole thing of why,
why would you?
I think genuinely a lot of teams have learnt this basically just from the absolute disaster that was Williams in the 1990s. Of you'd have a driver winning the World Championship knowing they're already getting sacked. Because Frank Williams liked to sign everybody. Frank Williams, I think, basically just viewed F1 drivers as Pokemon cards. It was bizarre. He just wanted everyone.
Yeah, and then you make a car dominant enough that Damon Hill and Jack Villeneuve can win the championship. It doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
bizarre.
Therefore, Ferrari, the other big team, Charles Leclerc's got his lifetime imprisonment at Ferrari.
He signed another 5 year with the devil.
At the start of the year, I totally would have said Ollie Behrman for the second seat.
I think we both would. I'm pretty certain we both discussed this.
I'm pretty sure Lewis Hamilton has probably done enough to retain his seat based on how he started this season. So
I mean, imagine an Ollie Behrman, Lewis Hamilton lineup at Ferrari.
That would just be like weird.
But they had that back in the late 50s, didn't they? It was Surtees and Hawthorne.
Yeah, true. And that actually obviously delivered the World Championship for two World Championships.
What do we always say about Ferrari, Jamie? When do Ferrari succeed?
When they are the least Italian possible.
When they are the least Italian possible. And it always adds up.
So, when Lewis Hamilton has made them use different manufacturers and Fred Vasseurs in charge, they are upwardly mobile at the moment. Fair play to them. So, we will see. But it will, I would expect, to be Charles Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, I can't
27.
See obviously, Leclerc, for whatever reason, whether this could be the catalyst to potentially change around the dynamic at Ferrari with Leclerc. Obviously, again, it's still very, very... And I'm trying to measure my own expectations as well this season. But it does very much seem like at the moment Leclerc's kind of gone... For probably the first time in his career... this guy's really quick. Like, really... Because even when Sainz put up a good fight, and I think... Did Sainz beat him in one, or did he beat him over
Sainz beat him in 24.
He beat him in 21. I remember that.
Yeah. I think he beat him in 20...
Were they 2 each by the end of their time together, weren't they?
In terms of head-to-head on the points, Sainz definitely beat him twice.
Yeah. Because they were 2 each, weren't they? But it was generally still Leclerc was a bit quicker, and Sainz was just a bit more consistent at the end of the day. Charles Leclerc could end up for really the first time ever in his F1 career with someone that might well outscore him and might well be more consistent this year, which would be wild.
And Leclerc is just making mistakes at the moment. Like, I know we've been to a lot of... I mean, you say Lewis is stronger tracks. Every track has Lewis Hamilton won about 5 times that. So
it's bizarre, isn't it? I didn't think Barcelona was a particularly great Lewis track, and then you remember he won 5 on the banks and now has the most wins of anybody there.
Yeah, exactly. Leclerc beat Sainz in 2024. It must be a different year. But anyway... I'm pretty certain
it was 21 and maybe 23. I thought it might have been 23. Leclerc just pipped him, because it could have been that Sainz went 2-0 up. 2-1 up.
I guess Sainz had a win and Leclerc didn't in 23. Yeah. So could have been that. But anyway, I don't see it changing. I think Lewis Hamilton will probably lead the team for this season. I mean, Leclerc needs to get out this rut he's in, which, Austria's always been a good Leclerc track. So, and a pretty poor Hamilton one, so it could be a good opportunity. I was going to say,
even if we say this, it feels like about a lot of venues, but Austria has really been historically not a great Lewis Hamilton track. So we'll wait and see. But he's amped up at the moment. It's also not always been that great a Mercedes track either. So that might play into his hand a little bit.
Well, it's very strong for Max and Leclerc, actually. So we'll get onto our predictions later.
We certainly will.
For Austria.
We certainly will. Other drivers obviously locked in, Jamie. Pierre Gasly down at Alpine. I can't see a reason for him to leave right now. That team is actually doing quite well. Again, a bit like Ferrari, you remove the Italians down at Alpine. You remove some of the French, they get better.
Well, Gasly and Flavio, being French and Italian, are the key players in that revival, really. So I don't know if that's quite true.
Would you say they're the key players in that revival, or would you just say it's the fact that Alpine historically can build quite a good chassis, they just now aren't using Renault power?
Well, that's true. Now they're Team Enstone again, basically, which is obviously the team that delivered Michael Schumacher his first World Championships. Yep. So, they are effectively a British team with a French name at the moment.
We'll start calling them Alpine instead.
Alpine, yeah. We'll start calling them Mountain.
Big Hill. Big Hill, everyone.
Big Hill. Exactly. Gasly will stay. I think...
This could be a seat
I don't see
in
why
demand.
they would... This seat could be in demand, but I think it's Colapinto's to lose.
Yeah, because to be fair to him, we don't normally hype up Colapinto. This year, he's done quite well.
Yeah, he's doing fine. And this is exactly what he should have been doing all of last year as well.
Keep talking to I'm pretty certain I saw an interesting stat about Colapinto that should paint a good picture about how actually.
I basically think, unless his form drops off a cliff, I think if he maintains what he's currently doing, then he will be in that seat for 27. And this is so far a really boring prediction because 5 teams in, we've said everyone's going to stay put. But that's kind of how it goes with F1 sometimes. So, yeah, I can't see Colapinto leaving. He's on 16 points this season. He's ahead of Lindblad. He's ahead of Carlos Sainz. And everyone else in the championship who's got less than 16 points, I suppose. But yeah, I think he's doing fine. And the Argentinians in the world of Formula 1 will be very happy because last year was pretty miserable for him. But fair play.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Found your stat?
It was about most laps completed this year. I know Hamilton now is the only driver to have completed every single lap of the season, but I'm pretty certain Colapinto's second.
Race.
I'm pretty certain Colapinto's like 5 laps down overall.
Well, Antonelli must have lost only the 4 or 5 laps at the end of the Spanish Grand Prix.
Exactly. I'm pretty certain Antonelli's right behind him as well. But yeah, so I'm pretty certain Colapinto overall. He might only be like 2 laps down, actually. But Colapinto, is I think the only other driver to see the checkered flag in every single Grand Prix. And actually, because even Perez was on that list, but of course the Cadillac gets lapped quite a lot. But he does bring us quite nicely.
And Perez retired at Canada.
Yeah, he does bring us quite nicely onto our next topic then. Because Cadillac apparently have got both drivers confirmed for next year. But even then, it's again a real kind of, is it worth the paper it's written on, isn't it?
Yeah, the only way either of these drivers was dropping was if Colton Herta was any good in F2, and he's not. So
he has struggled a lot.
I don't see this changing at Cadillac, to be honest. I don't see why they would change.
No, not at the moment. Not at the moment. Unless, because apparently there are rumours that if either Albon or Sainz gets out of Williams, apparently Perez is their number 1 target.
Really? For Williams?
Yep, apparently.
I wouldn't have seen that coming.
Really? It kind of makes sense to me, somewhat.
I guess he's just driven for every team.
He's just very experienced.
Point, so...
And let's not forget, Sergio Perez still brings in a ton of money.
He does.
People forget because he's actually fairly good. Obviously, he had a bit of a rough time at Red Bull, but unless your name's Max Verstappen, who hasn't? He basically is still one of the best paid drivers you can get. And I think because obviously we use paid driver in such a negative connotation in the sport, you don't really refer to Perez as a paid driver because he doesn't deserve that moniker when that is still actually what he is.
Well, he's a good driver, but he also brings a ton of sponsorship.
Exactly.
So, yeah. But he's going to be 37 by the first race of next season.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think Williams would go there. I think their current lineup is
but apparently Albon and Sainz aren't happy. Obviously, for Carlos, he put all his eggs in this 2026 Williams basket that hasn't delivered. Albon apparently is getting more and more fed up with it as well.
Yeah. I think you've obviously got Luke Browning chilling in the reserves at the moment, so he would deserve a shot, maybe. I think he wouldn't be amazing, but he'd be decent if they needed someone at emergency.
Well, they took a punt with Colapinto and he did all right for him, didn't they?
Well, yeah, exactly. And better than we maybe anticipated, Colapinto, when he came into Williams last minute. He did. And he only really stopped recently, didn't he? Yeah. I mean, Yuki Tsunoda's still kicking around, obviously. I think Honda probably have first dibs on him.
Yuki Tsunoda, though?
Well, Perez is obviously better than Tsunoda, but he's just a bit older. So...
But, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess he's... did you know...
Williams are a weird one.
Yeah.
Because they're never going to win a world championship, really, are they? So, like, how far in the current era of Formula 1, you're basically looking for Mercedes probably to pull out, McLaren to get in a rut again before Williams can even think of winning a world championship.
Yeah.
So, I just think they're that's like at least 10 years away, it feels like. So, it is a bit of a middle ground team to be at. So for the likes of Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz, who probably have higher ambitions in their career, that is not a very good place to be at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit like Alpine last year, wasn't it? Of kind of, is it a team that anybody really wants to go to right now? And Gasly now, of course, is, I wouldn't quite say laughing because last year was brutal, but definitely kind of now going, maybe actually sticking around wasn't the worst idea I've ever had either. And I got paid a ton of money to do it. So got to be worthy in that regard.
And he kept his podium.
He has kept his podium
in Monaco.
And I could see a Perez to Williams move. It's been one that got rumoured around a couple of times beforehand, again, because of the backing. And Perez, of course...
And he has driven for half the teams on the grid.
Yeah. Obviously, Bottas has already got history with Williams, but he kind of needs to do a bit more so far this year. Very much feels like Bottas is maybe vibing a bit too much rather than actually getting results out of the car. But obviously, yeah, Perez, had he learned how to line up on his grid box in Monaco, would have bagged points for Cadillac there as well.
Well, a point.
Well, yeah, a point.
Yeah, Perez has already driven for 5 of the 11 teams, so that would be a 6th if he matched Williams as well. So, yeah, fair play to him. If he does go to Williams, who's going to Cadillac?
I think they'd still throw Herter up.
That would be terrible. Bottas would absolutely trounce him.
Potentially.
And Perez has been easily the stronger of the 2 Cadillacs this season. So
far, yeah.
That would be a step down.
Yeah, but who else is going to go there? Who you can put in?
Well, maybe Albon, straight swap. I mean, Cadillac are even less.
Yeah, but Albon's not happy at
opportunity.
Williams. Why would he then want to go to Cadillac?
It's just something new, isn't it? New shiny toy, maybe.
I did that, yeah.
Ocon might be out
if
of
Ocon gets booted out of Haas, if they want to put Kamara in or something like that. I guess the only other one, of course, in all of that is, what does Behrman do?
I think he's got to wait until the Ferrari seat opens up. I don't see him going anywhere.
Fair enough.
Aston Martin, Alonso's off. What do you think?
Oh, apparently, this is Fernando Alonso, isn't it? He changes his opinion every other week. There was rumours, apparently, they might go back to Alpine for the 14 millionth time again, but I can't see that happening at the moment.
Would that be the 4th time that he's re-signed with Renault/Alpine?
Yeah, gotta be, hasn't it, surely? Obviously, 03, 2009, he then went...
2021,
21, so it would be the 4th time he's gone back there, which would be insane.
I don't see it happening.
No.
I think he's off. It's Aston Martin or bust for Fernando Alonso.
Yeah.
So,
and again, it's the old age-old thing, isn't it? People go, oh, Fernando's still so good, why does nobody want him? It's the amount of baggage Fernando Alonso brings to F1 teams as well. And, I know we've talked about this briefly before on the show, Alonso also has a historically bad track record of developing F1 cars now.
He does. And wherever he goes, just seems to fall apart within 2 or 3 years of him being there. So, yeah, I think if you were looking to start a relationship with Fernando Alonso, there are an awful lot of red flags for an F1 team.
Especially since he's recently had a kid. Oh, you mean in Formula 1 terms?
I mean in Formula 1
Fair
terms,
enough.
but that too. So, and he's literally 44 years old.
Yeah.
So, are you really going to, build your future around him? I don't know. I think Alonso's off at the end of the year, and I think Lance Stroll can have that seat for as long as he wants. And they'll just keep on finding world champions to obliterate him until he just gives up.
Who are they going to put in now if Alonso goes? What world champion are you bringing in?
Well, it would have to be Yuki Tsunoda, wouldn't it? Who's famously not.
I was going to say, I don't remember this. Well, I must have been asleep that year. I think obviously the talk was Max a couple of years ago, but that's not going to happen. No, not
in
a chance.
Aston Martin's current state.
Not a chance.
Yeah, I would go Tsunoda, Stroll in Aston Martin next year.
Probably.
I think.
Yeah, that
Racing Bulls will be the same. Audi will be the same. Haas will be.
I reckon it would be
either the same or it will be Kamara, Behrman.
Yeah, I can't see them wanting to go more. Maybe they could want to go more Ferrari Junior-esque. I don't know. I think it would have to depend on what Ferrari would give them in return, doesn't it?
Well, the current Ferrari Junior is doing all right for them, isn't he?
Exactly.
So I don't see why they wouldn't take another one.
Exactly. Have you got a quiz for me, Jamie? Just getting a bit conscious about
very
time.
Quick. I know, yeah. Well, this is a quiz. It's on a minute long, so
okay.
You're going to enjoy it. There are 7 Formula 1 drivers who have scored a point from the country of Austria. You've got a minute, go.
Niki Lauda.
Yes.
Good heavens. Oh, Alex Wurz.
Yes.
Austrian F1 drivers. Gerhard Berger?
Yes.
Yeah.
3 out of 7. Doing well. 37 seconds.
Austrian F1 drivers.
You'll know all of
I
these.
will.
I think.
That's the
well,
annoying
obviously,
bit.
yeah.
Just trying to remember.
24 seconds. You do. It's not over if you get one wrong.
No, I know, but I just don't want to guess anybody I know isn't.
Michael Schumacher. Yeah. 15 seconds.
Michael Schumacher. I just...
There's 6, 7... No, wait.
Hey,
7,
Jamie,
6,
you said
5.
the bad number. That's you getting cancelled.
I did. I'm sorry.
No.
And it's done.
I'm going to know all of these. I just
can't.
Well,
one of them a world champion. So that was good.
Well, Austrian... Yeah, you're going to have to let me get this. Austrian world champion.
The other ones while you think of that.
It's not Rin, is it?
It is Jochen Rindt, yes. Some drove for Red Bull. 2 of them drove for Red Bull in the early years.
And this, I was trying to think early Red Bull as well, and I just could not figure out. It's not Klein.
Yes, it's Christian Klein.
Wow. The other one. Not Dornbos? No, he was Dutch, wasn't he?
No, he was Dutch. Yeah. I think he drove for Jaguar as well, this guy, maybe? I might have made that up.
This is... I know there's someone else from the early 2000s that I think did.
No, he didn't actually. He only raced for Minardi. I was wrong, this guy.
Okay, then I'm on completely the wrong wavelength. This is going to annoy me as well, because I definitely know who you're on about, but I just can't think off the top of my head. Put me out in misery.
Carl Wendlinger.
Hey?
And Carl Wendlinger and Patrick Friesacker.
Right. I was like, Carl Wendlinger, when did he drive for... and the annoying one, I should have got Carl Wendlinger as well, because I've seen his 1994 Sauber F1 car. 94? No, 91, really? Wasn't it, earlier, I think?
He did a race for 94. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Yeah, because he was almost, Jamie. It's not. I'm not going to call it a fun fact, but Mercedes almost pulled out of F1 permanently after his crash in Monaco. It was only the fact he survived that they didn't pull out, because obviously that.
Wow. I'm not sure I've seen that crash.
He almost got killed, didn't he, in Monte Carlo? And obviously that was the weekend after Imola '94.
Yeah. Interesting. Should we bang out some
Let's
predictions?
get some predictions.
Because I need to go to work in 2 minutes.
What are the scores on the
You're
doors?
battering me at the moment. 29 to 16, so it's already over. Basically, no sprint race this week.
I want to go through and gather up the data from previous years.
There's no sprint race, is there?
The sprint weekends are really odd this year, JB, and I'm only learning them from playing the F1 game.
I will go Kimi Antonelli on pole.
Okay.
Kimi Antonelli win.
Okay.
Max Verstappen second. George Russell third.
Wow.
There you go. Bang it out.
Fair play. I like it. George Russell.
Okay.
George Russell.
Okay.
Actually, no, give me a second.
Right. Lewis Hamilton.
It's going to be warm this weekend. It's going to be really warm. I'm going to say George Russell pole. I'm going to say Hamilton win. I'm going to say George Russell P2. And I'm going to say Antonelli third.
There we go. So what it would have been in Spain, almost.
Yeah, apart from
had
not
Antonelli
quite.
not retired. Near enough, yep. I need to go to work, so you can wrap it up now.
Okay, Jamie's going to work. Thank you all, as always, so much for listening. I mean, I'm staggered we made this 35 minutes long. But there you go, the joys of the waffle, as always. Obviously, as Jamie mentioned at the start, though, next week's Austria review will probably be out a bit late. It might end up getting bundled in with Silverstone as well. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed nonetheless. Drop a follow, leave a like, all that good stuff. We'll be back next week to hopefully discuss more Formula 1. Or, of course, I'll be with Jamie184. Who knows just yet.